am, cause I'll be a superstar. Flashing lights and cover pages. All these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Did you see me in the magazines? Tell me, what did you think of me? I'm a celebrity. Don't you know, yeah, I break all the rules, but I figure that's what stars are supposed to do. Just cause we're super cool. Don't you know, whatever time of day, be sure to find me in my designer shades. That's how I operate. Don't you know, if I had to do this all again, I wouldn't change anything. The ladies love me and the fans adore me. My super story is one with lots of money. When I become rich and famous, oh, these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Flashing lights and cover pages. Oh, these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. No more lining up outside the club, straight to the door, of course they remember me. I live in VIP. Don't you know, we got it fancy clothes. Paparazzi stalking me, cause the whole world knows this dude's about to blow. Don't you know, ain't got no need for game. Just say my name and all of the girls agree. They want a piece of me. Don't you know, if I had to do this all again, I wouldn't change anything. Ladies love me and the fans adore me. My super story is one with lots of money. When I become rich and famous, all these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Flashing lights and cover pages. All these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Mama, when your boy hammer, I go buy you Range Rover. La 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 la, I'll be a superstar. Mama, when your boy hammer, I go buy you Range Rover. La 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 la, I'll be a superstar. If I had to do this all again, I wouldn't change anything. The ladies love me and the fans adore me. My super story is one with lots of money. When I become rich and famous, all these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Flashing lights and cover pages. All these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Mama, when your boy am I go buy you Range Rover. La 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 la, I'll be a superstar. Mama, when your boy am I go buy you Range Rover. La 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 la, I'll be a superstar. Rich and famous, all these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Flashing lights and cover pages. All these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Did you see me in the magazines? Tell me, what did you think of me?
Good afternoon to you, dear listener out there. This Monday afternoon, December 29, 2025, I want to greet you. Merry Christmas, because I'm just having time to speak with you this afternoon. Well, I want to say compliment of the season. I want to say, as we also gravitate towards the year 2026, I wish us all the best. Dear listener out there, you are on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, Alafin Avenue, here in the city of Ibadan. Alafin Avenue is at Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Well, Wells Radio, as we always say, and as you well know, is your number one family radio station here in the city of Ibadan. And here you are guaranteed nothing short of clean and wholesome content. Your children can freely listen to us without having anything toxic in terms of maybe words or statement. Well, you can leave them in our care, as well as you too should feel safe with us. In this festive period, we can but also talk about money, economic, and business issues. That emphasizes the importance of business diet to you, dear listener out there. So I want to implore you that you stay tuned to that. We are going to kickstart with business and economic news, and we are going to go into analysis. Yes, you may wonder, I'm alone here in the studio, except the engineer that is taking charge for me behind the scene here. But then I want to assure you that I'm not going to do the talks or the talking alone, because I have a guest who is going to contribute on the show through a call. He's going to call in, and I bet with you, you are going to have a very nice experience with us together on the show today, because he is a man of many parts. He is into investment. He is a businessman, and he also understands the economy. He knows this country. He's been living here. He follows the trends, and also he participates in buying and selling. Of course, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag after we are done with the business and economic news. Let's forge ahead. First, the headlines. President Tinubu approves cancellation of NNPC's debt. Edun allays investors' fears, says Nigeria not at war. Expert roll out financial tips for young adults in New Year. Now, the news in details. President Tinubu approves cancellation of NNPC's debt. President Bola Tinubu has approved the cancellation of a significant portion of the debts owed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, to the Federation account, writing off approximately $1.42 billion and 5.57 trillion naira following a reconciliation record between both parties. The approval is contained in a document prepared by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission NUPRC and presented at the November meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee. The document, titled Report of October 2025 Revenue Collection, presented at the Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting held on 18th November 2025 was received on Sunday. In the section titled Recovery from NNPCL Outstanding Obligation, the Commission stated that the debts earlier reported at the October 2025 FAAC meeting stood at $1,480,610,652.58 and 6.33 trillion naira. It covers obligations from production sharing contracts, direct sales, direct purchase, royalty adjustment, monthly crude accounts lifting, as well as joint ventures and PSC royalty receivables. The Commission disclosed that the Presidency had approved the removal of most of the balances from the Federation books. It stated the Commission recently received a presidential approval to nil of the outstanding obligations of NNPCL as at 31st December 2024, as submitted by the Stakeholders Alignment Committee on the Reconciliation of Indebtedness between NNPCL and the Federation. Providing a breakdown, the NUPRC said that $1.42 billion and 5.57 trillion naira of total outstanding obligations had been written off, adding that appropriate accounting entries had already been effected. It noted that out of 1.1 billion 480 million 610 $652.58 and 6,382,884,316.13 the affected outstanding obligations that have been nilled of are 1,427,723.00 and 5,895,769,388.5 naira has been forgiven. The presidential directive wiped out above 96% of the dollar-denominated debt and approximately 88% of the naira-denominated obligations previously reported as outstanding. The document further indicated that approval followed the recommendations of the Stakeholders Alignment Committee, which reviewed NNPCL royalty and lifting-related liabilities up to December 31, 2024. Despite the clearance of the legacy debts, the report revealed that fresh obligations accumulated in 2025 remain outstanding. In a separate section titled NNPCL Outstanding Obligations, the NUPRC disclosed that statutory liabilities incurred between January and October 2025 stood at $56.81 million and 1.02 trillion naira relating to PSC and MCA lifting as well as GV royalty receivables. The Commission added that part of the dollar-denominated obligations had been recovered during the period under review. Edun allays investors' fears, says Nigeria not at war. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, has sought to reassure investors following recent joint security operations involving Nigeria and United States, stating that the country is not at war and that the action will not destabilize the economy. In a statement issued on Sunday, Edun said the security operations carried out in Sokoto on Christmas Day was intelligence-led and narrowly targeted at terrorist elements threatening national security and local communities. His remarks followed reports of a United States-led military strike against Islamic State (ISIS) terrorists in northwest Nigeria, an action which had raised concerns among some investors about potential escalation and its implications for economic stability. President Donald Trump had earlier warned that under his administration, radical Islamic terrorism would not be allowed to thrive, a position that preceded the latest military action. Edun noted that fears of further strikes and had created some anxiety in investment cycles, particularly as the operation was understood to have been approved by the federal government. However, he stressed that Nigeria is neither at war with itself nor with any country, describing the operations as part of ongoing effort to protect lives, secure communities, and preserve economic activities. The operation in question was precise, intelligence-led, and focused exclusively on terrorist elements that threaten innocent lives, national stability, and economic activities. Far from destabilizing markets or weakening confidence, such actions strengthen the foundation of peace, protect productive communities, and reinforce the condition required for sustainable growth, Edun said. He added that security and economic stability are inseparable, noting that measures taken to safeguard citizens ultimately support growth and sustain investors' confidence. Experts roll out financial tips for young adults in New Year. As Nigeria continues to grapple with persistent inflation, high interest rates, and rising unemployment, financial planning has shifted from being a choice to a necessity for many young adults. Analysts noted that young people are increasingly exposed to financial vulnerability, with wages struggling to keep pace with rising costs of living. As a result, they said that delaying financial planning has been a risky decision rather than a harmless habit. According to them, financial awareness has therefore become critical as everyday expenses such as transportation, food, and rent now consume a larger share of income, leaving little room for error or unplanned spending. Experts argue that the key question is no longer when young adults should begin planning their finances, but whether they can afford not to do so. Financial experts stated that learning self-control is fundamental to sound money management. They explained that ability to delay gratification plays a major role in maintaining healthy personal finances, stressing that the earlier individuals acquire this habit, the easier it becomes to stay financially disciplined. Experts also advised young adults to track their spending closely and understand exactly where their money goes. They said ensuring that expenses do not exceed income is essential, with budgeting identified as the most effective way to achieve this. In addition, they encourage young earners to set aside money regularly for emergencies, regardless of how small their income may be or the level of existing debt. Building an emergency fund, they said, can prevent financial distress during unexpected situations and provide peace of mind. long-term planning was also highlighted as crucial, particularly in preparing for retirement. Financial analysts noted that starting early allows individuals to benefit from compound interest, reducing the amount of money needed to be invested over time to achieve retirement goals. Further advise young adults to carefully evaluate job offers by calculating take-home pay after taxes to determine whether a proposed salary can adequately meet financial obligations and personal goals. They concluded by urging young people to guard their health as a means of protecting their wealth, noting that medical challenges can quickly derail financial stability if not properly managed. Before I end the news, let me take the headlines once again. President Tinubu approves cancellation of NNPC's debt. Edun allays investors' fears, says Nigeria not at war. Experts roll out financial tips for young adults in New Year. That ends the business and economic news on Business Diet. Well, dear listener out there, we want to welcome you back and say that we want you to be part of the conversation. The numbers to call, the studio lines to call are 0916 893 1000 and 0911 333 893. Those are the numbers to call. We would like you to join the conversation. We are talking about our country. We are talking about the economic situation in Nigeria. Well, my guest on the show, Mr. Tom Olaoye. I want to say good afternoon to you, Tom.
Yeah, good afternoon, actually.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon. Well, we are touching, how are you today?
Okay.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Okay, this is festivity period. Let me say compliment of the season.
Yeah, I wish you the same.
All right. How is business going at your hand? It's not just the holiday,
Well,
but the business side of it. How is business? How is the economy at your hand?
well, the economy is at my hand here. I would say thank God that the economy is not biting too hard.
All right.
But all the same, we are watching the progress the economy is making,
All
and
right.
we pray that it will favor us in due time.
All right. You are watching the progress that the economy is making, and you are hoping that it will be more favorable. I'm equally optimistic. But first, what would you say? How do you see the Nigerian economy as a whole at this present time?
Well, there are so many things that are happening that can be considered.
All right.
First of all, because I listened to some of the background that you gave in your broadcast.
All right.
Now, the economy is picking up.
Okay.
I guess from several analysts have predicted, and rightly so, that the economy will grow, and it's already growing at the rate of between 3.5 and 3.9%.
All right.
And this is as a result of several measures that the government is taking, and the several reforms that are taking place.
All right. So, we are approaching another year, 2026. And then that year is a very significant year because it's the year that ushers us into the election year. To come 2027, we are going to have elections, and in 2026, therefore, what the economy says, will also determine what the opinion of the people and what the people would do during the election. Their choices during the election, it will inform their choices during the election. Do you foresee a better economy in 2026 personally? You have talked about what the analysts say. What do you say? What does Mr. Tom Olaoye say about 2026 as far as Nigerian economy is concerned?
Yeah, thank you very much. I guess the 2026 economy will be better than what we are witnessing right now.
All right.
If you remember, when this present administration came on board in 2023,
Yeah.
the removal of fuel subsidy caused a lot of hardship for people
Yeah.
generally.
Yeah.
But as time went, where the economy is taking shape, people are, going into different businesses,
All right.
especially agri
Okay.
business,
All right.
because the agricultural produce,
All right.
they are, venturing into the processing, packaging, and marketing.
All right.
You know, part of the agricultural process is the poultry and the fish farming, which the youth are embracing.
Yeah.
And directly or indirectly, this is bringing money into the hands of the people.
All right.
And idle mind, they say, is the death job.
Yeah. Yeah.
The youth these days, they know that definitely the technological world has opened up different distance for them to explore.
All right.
Like the digital economy has afforded people generally to go into e-marketing,
All right.
e-trading,
All right.
and all sorts of. So I believe 2026 will be better, and by the time we get to 2027, we will have stabilized
All
properly.
All right.
That's my take on it.
All right. Okay. Thank you for the for giving us your perception. Okay. Let's take it from in recent time. Did you buy fuel in recent time?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you notice what is the difference? How much did you buy the last time you bought?
The last time I bought fuel, I think I bought for 820
All right.
per liter.
All right. This morning I bought for 770, and I've seen other filling stations 770, 780. That also buttresses the point that you are making, that you observe that the economy is improving. Okay, for me, to say that economy is improving means that it has to have direct bearing on the citizens. If we are buying fuel for lesser the price that we used to buy, then we must be feeling the impact. And I want to encourage the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do more. It can be better. Mr. Olaoye, do you think we can still have a situation where petrol can sell for far lesser than 770, or you think that might be the bar?
No. The problem we are having, especially um, in the Nigerian economy, especially as regards the reduction in petroleum price, is the pushback from, I would say, the oil marketers, the racketers. You know, this idea of importation has crept into them so much so that they don't fancy the idea of somebody who has set up a refining um, petroleum company for us to get it locally. I think in the last 1 month or thereabout, there have been this front and back, especially from the oil marketers and the Dangote, industry, because I believe, they don't want the price to go down, and this man, who is a major investor in the Nigerian economy and even in Africa, has, taken it upon himself to even increase the production capacity of his refinery.
Yeah.
I think from 250 to 1.4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That is his target. And if we can get to that target definitely, the price of oil will come down.
Okay. But the issue, all right, you can.
The people who have turned themselves to this cabal, this oil cabal, who are fighting back. That's my take.
Yeah. These cabals fighting back is at the expense of the citizens. Why would you not want there to be a reduction in price of all important petrol? Well, it is not in our best interest for the price to be kept high up there. So, want to say that the mega refinery by Aliko Dangote is doing a lot. So it is almost needless for us to keep importing this product once we have a mega refinery that is producing sufficient quantity that we can make use of locally, rather than continue to import. Why not Georgia with the Dangote refinery? You reach a midline, and then we have the entire bulk that is circulated for consumers locally, supplied just within the country without having to import. This will strengthen the naira. This will strengthen our foreign exchange. Oh well, that is the advice. Okay, I want us to look at the first story that was read. President Tinubu approves cancellation of NNPC's debt. Did you listen to that news, Mr. Laoye?
I guess you just concluded on on that part of your broadcast before I came in.
All right. That news, let me just give you an inkling into it. President Bola Tinubu approved the cancellation of a significant portion of the debt owed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, to the Federation account, writing off approximately $1.42 billion and 5.57 trillion naira following a reconciliation record between both parties. NNPCL, in remitting the money made in course of years, failed to balance its record. So now the president, in his wisdom, based on a recommendation by a committee, Federation Account Allocation Committee, decided that the money, the debt that is owed by NNPC summing up to approximately 1.42 billion naira dollars, 1.42 billion dollars, and 5.57 trillion naira should be written off their account. What does that suggest to accountability?
Honestly, the move is not good for this administration, and it's not good for our economy. This cancellation, this write-off, tends to encourage more corruption in the society. You will recall that before the last administration, expired, before their tenure ended, there has been accusation about non-remittance of money into the Federation Act.
Yeah.
I wonder the kind of investigation that was done to have led to this cancellation. It is not good for us at all. It casts a big shadow on this administration fight for corruption.
It casts a big shadow on the fight by this administration on corruption. Let me read this. Yes, the federal government has written off the debt to that tune, but a paragraph in that story reads, and I want you to listen. Despite the clearance of the legacy debt, the report revealed that fresh obligations accumulated in 2025 remain outstanding. In a separate section titled NNPCL Outstanding Obligations, the NUPRC disclosed that statutory liabilities incurred between January and October this year, 2025, stood at $56.81 million and 1.02 trillion naira. That is after the cancellation of the previous year's debt. Now another debt is accumulating to the tune of $56.81 million and 1.02 trillion naira in the ongoing year 2025. That is between January and October 2025. It's not yet Uhuru.
No, it is not yet Uhuru. And this further shows that this administration is treating corruption with good news. There has been this outrage and this outcry from the major, from Dangote especially, on the GM of MMPRD, this Ahmed Farouk, if I'm not mistaken, about the staggering sum of money he's using educating his children, which culminated into his resignation. These are signs that there is huge corruption in many institutions. And I don't know, except the government, shows seriousness in tackling corruption. You will keep on having this non-remitter from NNPCL, and then the resultant effect of cancellation will come. It is unfortunate that we are witnessing this.
It is.
one debt has just been cancelled. Huge amount of money. And now, in January and October, this huge sum of money again has been
recorded.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
It's not good.
So,
Not good.
proper, what you are saying in essence is that proper investigation should be carried out and then the needful should be done. Otherwise, we continue to have a situation where debts continue to accumulate and we continue to write off debts at the expense of the country. Not good enough. Yeah.
It's not good.
All right. We have this story that reads that the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, has told the investors that they should not be afraid that Nigeria is not at war. Mr. Laoye, you are conscious of the fact that the U.S. Army came for a campaign, an operation in up north, and it is giving the impression that there is a fight, a military operation that looks like war. Now, investors are not really at ease. Do you agree? What do you think? What do you think that the investors should, what impression do you think should be on the mind of investors? Investors would like to protect their investment. Now we have a fight against the terrorists up north. What do you agree with the call by the minister that the investors should be at rest, that there is no war in Nigeria? Or what do you think?
Well, it is not out of place for the minister of the coordinating minister for the economy.
Yeah.
That is the person of Mr. Wade to explain what he has said.
All right.
And equally, it's not out of place for the investors to entertain fears, because in a situation where there is insecurity, there can't be development. Any organization that wants to do business will not make any form of profit.
Yeah.
Rather, there will be catastrophe.
Yeah.
Now, I will want the government to do more. Of course, this is the beginning of the seriousness of fighting this insurgency, especially after collaborating with the United States of America, after the threat by the President of America, President Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And then, after the back and forth between the two countries, at least there is this joint operation now. So we need to do more. Of course, the investors can sit back now and watch. Their plans to come to Nigeria should not be petitioned, but at least they should watch. Fighting insurgency is not a one strike thing.
Yeah.
It should be a continuous, operation.
Yeah.
And that will bring into it. So for the economy to grow, it is good for the minister of the coordinating minister to say what he has said. That before the investors will take us seriously, we will do more. We need to do more.
We
believe they will do more.
We need to do more. We need to show more seriousness as a country for the investors to be at rest. Investors are watching. The coordinating minister of economy, Mr. Wale Edun, has spoken. Now, we as Nigerians are also, we keep fingers crossed to see whether it's going to be a one-time intervention or whether the intervention would continue. And well, I think that as a country, we need to show seriousness if we want investors to come and bring their money into Nigeria for investment. We need to show greater seriousness. We say kudos there to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, at least for showing this great sign of seriousness to stamp out terrorism from Nigeria. Well, I want us to dwell briefly on the last report here. It says experts roll out financial tips for young adults in New Year. And that story, let me paraphrase that story to you. It says, as Nigeria continues to grapple with persistent inflation, high interest rates, and rising unemployment, financial planning has shifted from being a choice to a necessity for many young adults. Analysts note that young people are increasingly exposed to financial vulnerability. According to them, financial awareness has become critical, and they begin to offer advices that, okay, you need to learn self-control, you need to spend, you need to track your spending closely, we need to encourage the young earners to set aside money regularly for emergencies, that is having savings. And then of course they also emphasize the need to build an emergency fund and have long-term planning. How apt do you think this advice is as we approach the end of 2025 and as we are prepared to open another chapter in 2026? Advice to our young earners.
Thank you very much, Akin, for having me on this program. Now,
you're welcome.
Concerning the youth and the finance, the implication of having
the financial tips that are given.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's only when someone has more than one source of income or multiple sources of income that you can plan. It's good to have exigency funds to put up for certain things.
All right.
But be that as I think the government needs to do more.
Okay.
In the sense that the new tax reforms, if I'm correct from from the little opportunity I've had to listen to the Mr. Oyedele on it, I think the tax will favor the low income earners.
All right.
And if people are able to have money not deducted, especially taxes not deducted, I think that will keep the money in their pockets, in their purse, in their account,
All right.
which can be used. But I think beyond that, the government, needs to encourage the youth, especially in the area of start-up businesses.
All right.
Start-up, giving them start-up capital,
Okay.
and providing the the expertise at least to run the business for certain time. So, depending on the kind of business they are doing and the kind of income the business is generating before they start, start starting such, businesses. I think that will help the youth, and it will put a lot of confidence and assurance of the future in them.
All right. All right. Oh, thank you. You've spoken about the need for government to do more, and the need also to have more than one stream of income. Well, we are grinding the program. We are bringing it gradually to a close. But then I want to inform our listener out there that there are things you can do to increase your stream of income. I want to tell you that Tom Olaoye, who is on with me on the show via the telephone, as streams of income. Well, I want to say that there are remote jobs that are secured that you can do. There are investment. You can take investment in the agricultural value chain. You can take investment out of the transportation value chain. There are different areas that you can take advantage of. Now, I want to say I'm very grateful to you, Tom Olaoye, for setting out time to be with us on the show today. I want to say thank you, and I wish you a very prosperous 2026. I want to say bye to you, Tom Olaoye. And now, thank you. Yes. Now, I want to say, as we draw the curtain on the show today, I want to also say a big thank you to the management of Wells Radio 89.3 FM, and also specifically to my producer, Toluwaleke Ali, as well as the engineer in the house. I want to say a big thank you to the engineering crew, and I want to say, let me learn from the advice given to the public. Learn to protect your wealth and your health. Protect your health so that your wealth will be protected. Until next week, until New Year, when we meet on another edition of Business Diet, I remain your dear friend on the radio, Akinwale Aboluwade. Stay blessed and enjoy the bliss of 2026. Cheers.
Paparazzi stalking me, cause the whole world knows this dude's about to blow.